Let's say you think you know the secret to becoming happy and rich and powerful and smart and morally perfect and want to share it with me. But instead of thanking you, I tell you to go mind your own business. What would you do? You might shrug, perhaps rolling your eyes and say, fine, as you wish. That's what a normal person would do. After all, if you're right, it'd be my own loss, wouldn't it? However, someone actually cuts back his household expenditures, reduces his kids' education funds and his parents' medical cares in order to buy a gun to force me to adopt his fantastic ideas. It'd be quite reasonable to question his sanity, wouldn't it? But that's exactly what most Americans would do if that great idea is democracy. Weird, right? Perhaps not so weird to the ruling class. They have their reasons. Populist politicians in ballot box democracies are easy to bribe or blackmail if mass surveillance is working and the free press is cooperative. With foreign and domestic politicians under control, super mega bucks would flow into the pockets of the 0.1%. Everyone's happy up there. What about the 99.9%? What do they get out of it? Absolutely nothing, as usual, except a tighter belt around the waist or better job opportunities with the military. So why do ordinary folks support the ruling class freedom and democracy crusades? Besides brainwashing by the self-styled free press, I suspect cultural and historical habits to be a major factor as well. For most of the centuries after Christ, the West was a theocracy, ruled by God's agents on earth who barbecue alive anyone who refused to believe. Then came the Enlightenment movement during the long 18th century. Gradually, most of Europe was liberated from the church. But Americans, funded by deeply religious pilgrims, remained proudly God-fearing regardless of official declarations. Even its money says, "In God we trust." To me, expressing one's faith on the banknote is odd, if not exactly blasphemous. But 90% of Americans like the idea of combining God and money. Perhaps that's the spiritual side of capitalism which I don't quite understand. With all that religion stranded in their DNA, the American masses consciously or subconsciously support their country's missionary adventures, by hook, by crook, or by force. The urge to preach and convert is irrepressible. Even at the risk of being cooked and eaten by the natives, they try to drag and drop to heaven for eternal confinement. The missionary complex is easily manipulated by the ruling class. They simply replace God with freedom and democracy. The masses cheer reflexively. It doesn't matter what freedom and democracy means. In the old days, they never really understood what God means anyways. Incited by the power-hungry human agents, poor people pick up swords and crucifixes to kill and die in the name of God. Things haven't changed. But modern democracy crusades have done much more damage to the world, including the American people, than past crusades or inquisitions had. A second enlightenment to liberate the mind and money from the new God of freedom and democracy will do the world a lot of good, and ordinary Americans will be the most immediate beneficiaries.